monstrosities. That they're all going to be like specialized in some form of attack, and that'll be like the thing that they do. And it sounded like they're going to still be counted as drudges. They're drudge monstrosities, it sounded like. So it sounds like anything that improves drudges will still improve these guys. And it'll just be another case of like, well, they have bad stats, but as long as Cephalyx are around, they're awesome. And it'll probably be similar with these guys.
+2 to ill damage.
+2 on those guys.
Yeah.
So the
19s,
one guy, he had POW 19s, POW 21s.
Well, they're 17s normally. They'll be 19s now.
And what were they, Mat 5, Mat 6?
Mat 5.
Yeah, so
They're both
+2 on that guy, POW 19s at Mat 7. Yeah, that's scary.
For 6 or 7 points.
For 7 points.
The points is what, you know.
It doesn't hit quite as accurately as the Death Jack, but does 1 more point of
What I
damage.
was saying is the freebooter has clamps like those, and he has
And
the
he has
ability
trash.
which is an additional die on knockdown targets. So you got the other guy knocking down, and you have the +2 in the area, PNS 16.
If they give trash to another mercenary heavy, I'm gonna laugh, because that's such a good ability to have on a warjack, and it keeps going to crappy warjacks.
Well, and then the last thing they talked about was the caster.
Well, hold on. There's still another thing about the monstrosities that we need to talk about.
What's that?
The fact that the whole what being a monstrosity means. Like they are not. They are not counted as warjacks.
Not counted as warjacks.
They are living models. They are not typed as warjacks. They don't have cortexes, but they have systems. And one of their systems is a brain, and it sounds like that's how they get focus. And it sounds like because it's a mercenary thing, that they'll be a focus-driven thing.
Yeah. So
they're this wholly new thing in the game, and so like anything you have that normally would be a solid counter to a warjack is probably going to be a little different on them. Like you won't be able to make them stationary. You won't be able to knock out their cortexes, and you'll be able to eat them as trolls. Oh, it's fun.
Yeah, this will be good.
And then, of course, he said that He said that their warcasters can heal them.
Yes. Well, their warcaster, yeah. It says.
Well, they've only shown one, but they'll probably have more than one. They're getting a book. They'll probably have at least 2.
Oh, sure. They may have 3 or 4, but it says the caster they show is the Exilon Thexus is his name, and he's got 8 focus
and a huge brain.
His monstrosities.
His head is huge.
His monstrosities act as arc nodes. He has telekinesis. They said.
Was that like a field marshal thing? Are they giving out more of that? Is that just going to be a thing they give out all the time now?
Probably.
I think so, yeah.
That'd be so good.
He says for his feet, he can manipulate model position on the field, which makes me think it's like a feet telekinesis where you get to move every enemy model 2 inches.
Yeah, he sounded ridiculous. Like
so
my reaction to him, he's going to be squishy as all get out, but my reaction to him was like your reaction to Stryker 3. Just like he's like
but you haven't
Haley, Haley.
Yeah. Well, okay, so it all depends though. If he just moves things 2 inches, that's not so bad. But if he also has the full telekinesis effect where he can move things 2 inches and then change their facing, then you're really gonna hate him, because he's gonna be like, I'm gonna move all of your stuff and I'm gonna turn every model you have around, and then you're just like.
You're like, hey Dominator, you know those crow's cutthroats you got under your control? Get him. So.
Yeah.
This is cool though. This guy seems to kind of exemplify what should be the theme of them. Is he seems like a control caster, and they're the mind domination faction, and that seems like exactly what they should have. They should have lots of control casters.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It says mind control abilities. He also has, it says they can heal monstrosities from a distance, because they said it's psychically healing and empowering them.
Now, was that a thing from him specifically?
He said that specifically. I typed that up as
no. For that caster specifically?
For that caster.
Okay, because I was thinking like they may come up with some rule where monstrosities can be healed like warjacks. Or like war beasts, I mean, where like your caster can spend a focus to restore a system.
Yeah, it sounds like it's kind of what he's going to be able to do on this.
Which would be cool.
So,
this is nice. This is the second time we've got a non-warjack heavy, and I like it. Vectors are awesome. They're totally different, and they're really good. And now monstrosities, they seem really interesting. And we'll have to see them on the table, but I like the way they're going with these new heavies.
Yeah, and Joyce will be thrilled.
Oh, well, so Joyce had mixed reactions. she's excited that there's new Cephalyx stuff, and she'll get to play either as Crix with more Cephalyx stuff or as Cephalyx entirely, but she's also kind of sad because she's a little hipstery, and now other people are going to be playing Cephalyx, and it won't be just her cool thing anymore.
I'm since using convergence as the standard for an immediate faction release, a sub-fact. Well,
But But see, they're a full faction,
They are
but a
full
limited
faction, but a
release.
limited release. This is a charter, and they didn't mention 4-star or anything like that, or Highborn. They mentioned Pirate's Life. If they come out with more than 3 casters, I mean,
It'd probably be 3.
the Convergence came out with 5, and they immediately only showed 1 heavy kit and Syntherion in their initial preview, I believe, in the last year's keynote speech. So I'm really curious about how fleshed out this charter. Is it just what we have seen so far and the other 2 Cephalyx units that's already been out, and they're going to use Boomhowler and this to sort of flesh that out, with the Crix ally stuff?
Well, how many heavies do the pirates have?
Well, and
How many are specifically there?
Specifically,
Yeah.
they have the Freebooter, the Mariner, and Buccaneer is a light. Am I forgetting one?
So there's already 3 monstrosities. So that may be the majority of the monstrosities. They may not even have lights. They might just have great big guys.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they did have lights. They'd be different.
I don't know. Like they are a charter. They're not a new limited release faction, so they're not going to have the kind of depth that even Convergence has. I don't know. I'm okay with that. I think the thing that kind of is a little worrying about that is that now there's yet another mercenary faction or mercenary charter, and mercenaries already don't get enough stuff every release because they have so many charters, and only like 1 or 2 charters gets a thing every time.
Well, look.
And now they've got a new one.
Yeah, but the minions players have to be ecstatic right now. So maybe in the subsequent
Maybe
War Machine book, mercenaries just going to get some love. Because that's my biggest gripe about playing pirates. I don't like going and I'm going to have to buy a long gunner or Kiazi or this or that. I like sticking with the theme.
Well, and these guys they'll take things from other people. It seems obvious. They'll take things from other mercenaries, but it doesn't seem like they're going to take things from other factions, other full factions. Like, some people were, positing on the Crix forums that, oh, wait, you could take Crix things with these. And it's like, no, that's not going to happen. There are no Crix units that are allied to Cephalyx. There are just Cephalyx units that are allied to Crix. It only works that way.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be kind of like Pirates in that way, where you can take some things from the other merc charters that will kind of round you out, but it'll mostly just be their theme.
Yeah, just with what they've previewed so far, and I don't think that we've seen everything thus far, but
Probably.
being able to field boom howlers and
Oh, God.
this answers a lot of
The combo
problems.
cannons?
What if Pirates could feel miss? I don't like that idea.
Yeah.
Well, Pirates right now have a decent infantry.
I don't want to see Shay with Nis. That would be really
They
bad.
need heavy infantry.
Well-
They need armor cracking.
Well, we'll see how they do. I mean, I'm sure when they come out, one of us will pick up the Cephalyx stuff and we'll get it on the
Oh,
people
for
to watch
sure.
it too. So you guys get a chance to see how we play.
Joyce will pick up Cephalyx stuff if
so,
nobody else.
and they'll be pretty. So,
I don't know, it's kind of weird. Like, the first time that I looked at just the regular Cephalyx and Drudges, I was like, these Drudges aren't really all that attractive. The Cephalyx are kind of nice looking. Like, the unit of 3, I really like them a lot, actually. But they showed off these guys and their whole army and their aesthetic, and actually I really like it, because it ties together so well. All the Drudges and their, like, kind of hodgepodge mechanical living look, and especially like the big monstrosities too, and then all of the really scary, very cerebral looking Cephalyx. And I love the theme that they're going with, and I love the way that the army is apparently going to play out, where the Cephalyx just are scattered around all over the place with the Drudges, and they make them good as long as they're still there.
Keep in mind, they're making your models in the Drudges at the same time, if you feel that,
I know. I've already experienced this. Like, when Drudges and Halberdiers charge into one another, if I can't figure out a way to kill that stupid Drudge leader, he starts turning Halberdiers into Drudges, and it makes me really unhappy.
And they can now get to the front lines, hiding behind a medium-based boom howler unit that's being dominated.
yeah. So anyway,
And I bet every single, going with the theme, I'm going to guess right now that every single solo and unit attachment Cephalyx has they auto point to living models. What's that called?
Anatomical precision.
Anatomical precision.
Yeah.
I bet every Cephalyx will continue to have anatomical precision.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not every Cephalyx will turn a thing into a drudge, but every one of them will still have anatomical precision.
Yeah, well, the last, two things I kind of wanted to talk about was sort of in the announcements they made after these announcements. One was the new Gorshade sculpt, which I did order, so it'd be fun to
it looks
paint that,
so much better
where
than
he's
the old
got
Gorshade
Oh,
sculpt.
he looks amazing. He's like got the sword down. He's got well, it's funny. He's got the dice in his hands now to go around him.
Are you sure they didn't change his chick? I thought she looked a little different.
I looked online. It didn't look any different than what I thought. So
whatever. It still looks better.
But by the way, for you guys who play, pigs, you probably just want to get out of this altogether because they announced there was no pork node. So I'm sorry. It's over, guys. Just stop asking for it. They're never going to get it.
I'm excited to see them on the table. I think that I will finally see
pigs
on the table.
You'll see them. But no, they're not. It's kind of like Ashton DeLise syndrome, right? Like they can't give she's in 4-star, right? Mm-hmm. They can't give 4-star arc nodes because she exists. They can't give pigs arc nodes because Arcadius exists. It's unfortunate, but it'll never happen. They can't give Khador arc nodes because Sorsha exists, and that's a full faction. And what else did they say? Trolls, unfortunately, are not getting their Beast Pack this book, it sounds like. But they'll get one. And they're going to get other cool things this book, but they're not getting their Beast Pack.
You might get pack, how your trolls are sort of spread out with the different elements. Maybe you're going to get that with your pack where you have different ones with different
I hope you get
elemental abilities.
I hope you get more elemental trolls. Or more elemental shamans this time. You got the ice guy last time. I hope you get a new guy this time, another solo or unit attachment that's a different element of troll sorcerer.
I like that theme, like the shamanistic aspect of it. There's a couple things that I'm thinking in the next book. Well, one of which I want to get out of the way. An addendum to that is they said that we're going to get something as cool as the Warbeast pack, and I really hope it's just not. Hey, here's the Troll Shepherd. You guys were complaining about having Fury management. So I hope it's something new and unique.
I think it'll end up being like a War Beast Pack Hunter unit where they get extra dice against War Beast Packs or something stupid. I don't know. I just think that's what it's going to end up being. They're going to be geared to take these things on.
Yeah, I just hope it
that could actually be really cool.
So I thought too. I was like, they made these these.
Maybe it'll be something
hunters.
Maybe it'll be something like that also makes the Skinner better.
I was this close. This close to order Skinner because if you put Return Fire, he comes in Pigram's tier list, and if you put Return Fire for Pigram, which actually works on melee attacks, so if he actually gets to a Warbeast, he's defense 17.
Because he has Duck, right?
He has Duck,
yeah.
And if the Warbeast misses, even if he boosts and miss, Return Fire lets him move. And he doesn't take
with defense 19, even on a boost, a Warbeast is likely to miss.
Yeah, that's pretty.
So I was just playing around with that. It's like,
wow,
I feel that solo.
But Skinners only have one attack, right?
Yeah, that's
they won't. Sadly, they won't actually be good against Warbeast packs because even though they seem like they'll auto kill one Warbeast out of the pack, but they only get the one attack, which is sad.
Yeah,
and but since we have the Earthborn, we have the plastic kit, the Mauler, the Bomber, the Blitzer, and then the Earthborn is on its own chassis, for lack of a better word. And we need heavies.
Maybe you'll get a new heavy.
We are dying for
not a character.
Two heavies in one book.
2 heavies in a book would be cool. I hope, for your sake, that they're not characters. Because trolls, you already have 2 character heavies that will murder the world. You don't need any more right now. You just need other heavies that you can take in all your lists.
Yeah. Legion just needs a character that people want to take. So
it's so weird. Your heavy, Typhon is amazing.
Typhon,
why don't people take him?
Well, it's 12 points. I think it's hard to justify sometimes. But
I would take Typhon for 12 points.
Boostable sprays.
Yeah, well, you got Typhon, but then you unfortunately have Proteus, and it's like Proteus.
Proteus, yeah. Proteus was a swing and a miss, but
yeah, he's too pillow.
He seems like
he
almost seems good. He almost does.
He wants to be good.
He wants to be good so bad. He just doesn't quite.
He works with P-Veil, and that is it. Like, you use that ability where you get too close to her, and he's like, and grabs you and pulls you over and starts beating the crap out of you. Yes.
But, like, but, you can't always, like, judge how good a heavy is by, the fact, by whether or not people take it. Because, like, Roke is good, and Tiberian is good, and I never, ever see anybody take either of those things. Like, I mean, I've actually seen people play them, but so rarely.
Roke suffers from not Mulg syndrome.
Right. Well,
it's like the nightmare of death.
Every heavy in Trolls suffers from, well, he's not Mulg.
Well, he is expensive and he doesn't have reach.
Right, it's true, but he does murder stuff hard.
He does. He does.
And his mere presence means that you don't actually have to take a Pyre Troll for him, because you can just put Primal on him with your Warlock, and he'll murder anything. But no, what you guys really want, I've heard Troll players say this a lot, is you want a non-character heavy with a weapon, like, because Mulg has a stick, and Mulg kills the world, and you just need some other dude with a weapon so that he has reach. Or, possibly quite frighteningly, I'm loath to say this, but maybe Trolls need a heavy with elasticity as an animus.
We had that League model with
the League Earthborn.
Mm-hmm.
It's a scary thought. I don't know if you should actually get.
Right. I don't think we'll get it because of Roke. Because
Roke
Berserk, goading. You take a whatever that would be, and
Mauler could be a reason for that too.
Mauler
could be a reason for that too. A smash and grab. It's sort of like Crix. I mean, we got the freaking Caesar. It's got smash and grab, and no ability to give anything reach. So
Roke would just annihilate any infantry that you put on the table if you had reach.
Oh yeah. That's probably why. So. Well,
all right, no reach.
Well, I don't want to keep this video going too long because I won't be able to upload it, and I'll actually have to edit this thing, and I don't want to edit it, so we're just going to upload it.
Lazy bastard.
I know. So,
you bad person.
We do have a bunch of images of all this from the video. I took a lot of screen grabs on our Facebook page, so if you're not, like us on Facebook, definitely get on there and facebook.com/CounterSlam, and feel free to join us there. We got probably 50 images that I grabbed out of that thing, or of course you can always go to the Twitch and watch the actual. Or to the Project Press website and actually watch the announcement videos. So,
can you make me some beautiful 3D art of my my Lesser Warlock, because she is so pretty.
For a price, sir.
She is so,
talking about the 3D artwork here.
And people said that they loved the art of of Allison Jakes, that she was like really pretty and all this. I'm just like, nah, screw that. My caster, Uma, whatever.
Mine's gonna.
Her
be
name
like
is Uma, yo. I have Uma in my faction. Yes.
All right. Well, with that, anyway, you guys, thanks for joining us on our little video here. And so these are our thoughts on the new stuff coming out. So we look forward to seeing you guys here in the coming weeks when we start releasing some games and some chat portions and stuff for our regular show, which we're working really hard on. So hopefully we'll get those guys out here. We'll get those episodes out to you pretty soon. So thanks for joining us, and have a great night. Okay, now I gotta go turn it off. See, that's the problem with having a guy, actually running the thing.
This is so unprofessional. Uma, yo. Her name is Uma.